and welcome to the Level Up Lounge. Today I wanted to make a casual talk kind of video about Cyberpunk 2077 and the current state of the game and some of the news that CD Projekt Red came out with. I believe it was on Friday the 19th of 2021. They announced some of the details for their large upcoming patch 1.2 that they're coming out with. And some of the things that they mentioned are like they're making changes to the police and how they spawn. I believe that they're going to make it so that they don't instantly spawn on top of you anymore, which is great because that was super annoying. I can think of one mission, it was a side mission where I had to go and rescue a guy out of a fridge that was stuck in a fridge. He was like some sort of scientist, I believe. I think it was actually the mission that was like a spoof off The Office. The #1 surgeon of Japan. And I remember getting into the gunfight and kind of like the favela style buildings there. And I remember just getting to the gunfight with the tiger claws, and then boom, next thing I know, there's like 20 cops there. And I'm like, oh, come on, like a tough gunfight because I messed up the stealth. It was tough enough, but now you gotta throw 20 cops onto it. Needless to say, I'm pretty sure I died that time around, so I redid the mission and tried to redo the stealth and do it better, which I did. But there were several cases like that where the cops just spawned out of nowhere and drove me insane, and I know it drove a lot of people insane. Because we were at least expecting a GTA quality of cops in the game. They show up, and if the cops get taken out, then the situation escalates, more show up. We were expecting something like that, not this random mishmash of police showing up, and it wasn't good. It wasn't immersive at all. They're making changes to the driving in the game. And by changes, I mean they said that they're going to be adding like a sliding bar to adjust the sensitivity of the steering, which I think is good. I think it's a step in the right direction, and there could be more to it. I'm kind of just giving a generalized version of what they're talking about. And they're also going to allow you the chance to unstick your car, like if it gets stuck, like if you roll it, I believe, or if it glitches, because Lord knows that happened. And you can like rock the car back and forth, try and tip it over kind of deal. And one of the small little gameplay touches that they're going to be doing is you'll have the ability to disable the double tapping of dodging, which dodge and crouch for the same button. So I would mess that up all the time, and I would just dodge when I meant to, I would dodge when I meant to just get down, and it drove me crazy. So I want to just talk a little bit more about the driving and the police in this game and what I've done. So right now, this is my second character in the game. I did a complete playthrough of the game with only putting in 2 minor mods to just fix some of the driving and fix 1 or 2 of the other glitches that occurred in the game. The game is where it is right now because of the modding community. I don't think this game would be half as popular as it is right now if it wasn't for the modders, at least on the PC platform. Consoles is a completely different story. Obviously, there was the huge issue with like the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One original version of the consoles, where the game was completely unplayable. I saw the videos, I saw some memes, and yeah, and PlayStation I felt like had the right to remove that from their store until they fixed it. I'm surprised that it's not on the store for the PlayStation 5, but they took that off the store for completely both PlayStation 4 and 5, so Sony wasn't messing around. I know they made some improvements to the game with patch 1.1, but then it introduced some other game-breaking bugs that they had to later hotfix. So they still haven't given us a date for patch 1.2, but they said the end of March. That's what they said, but with CD Projekt Red, we all know how they like to delay things. So, really? Alright, let's drive into the city a little bit. So, in my modded game, I have the driving modded, I have the realistic driving mod on. I also have a mod on for the mini-map, making it so it's not as bad. Let me just fix where I'm going. Let's drive up to our apartment. Okay, I'm going the right way. I saw the yellow for a second, I was like, wait, what? And ever since I modded the driving in this game, big difference, much more enjoyable. I feel like I can drift the cars a little bit better now, because that was something I was looking forward to doing, you know? Again, I feel like most of us players, we had our comparisons in our head before we even played this game. A lot of us comparing it to Grand Theft Auto, you know, hoping that the driving would be similar, even though CD Projekt Red pretty much said that it wouldn't be. I think all of us just secretly hoped for that. Like, I know we weren't going to get Forza quality driving or Gran Turismo style driving. You know, I knew that was a far shot, but I remember day one playing this game going, whoa, this driving is so sensitive, it is a mess to drive. So after a few days where I found that mod, I was thoroughly happy. The mini-map has always been an issue for me, and it wasn't until recently where I modded that, because I finally had enough of just missing turns. And I'm still going to miss turns, but I'm honestly very surprised that that's not something that's coming out in patch 1.2. Because I feel like, how big of a change is it to make to the game for fixing the minimap? How big of a change is that? I don't know. I know I'm not a developer, nor will I ever claim to be, so I do not know how long it takes. But I think in the grand scheme of coding for a game, that wouldn't take that long. To apply like a possible further zoom out, or maybe program in a it zooms out as you start approaching a turn, and then zooms in if you're going to be going straight for a little while. Other games do it that have, you know, games from well over a decade ago were able to do it, so why can't this game? Now, let's talk about the cops. The cops in this game are awful. I remember, I have so many fond memories of getting into, like, the most intense police chases in Grand Theft Auto. And I was hoping for something similar in this game, but that was a far cry from what we got. Well, we got cops that could rival Goku's instant transmission. And they just show up for, like, over the littlest thing. Like, you can cold-blooded murder somebody and a cop won't show up, but like if you hit somebody wrong on a sidewalk in a public area, like boom, there they are, they're showing up. I don't even know if I'm in the right building right now. Probably not. Now, the next thing, unstick your car. I don't recall seeing anybody asking for that. Not at all. My car usually gets stuck because of a glitch in the game. I usually get stuck because I hit something and the car just completely glitches, or it launches up in the air. So I don't know why they're even wasting their time on something like that when they have so many other more glaring issues in this game. Like, you know, glitches within story missions, glitches with buildings. You know, I think considering the size of the world, the game runs okay, but the optimization, I think, needs to be improved upon, because the game just doesn't feel it doesn't feel smooth like some other games. Like, I know there's a lot to load, but I feel like there's more that can be done. Like, I've stood in this spot before and those trees have like literally melted into this rooftop here. And then I've seen it on other trees when driving around the world. Like, how is that occurring? Like, because I don't think it was a driver issue. You know, so many other missing things in this game. Like, I, for one, and a lot of people were disappointed that we had like the shortest opening into the game, and we barely got to hang out with probably one of the best characters in the game, Jackie Wells. Jackie was an awesome character. He's very likable, and you wanted to like develop that bromance with that character, but we didn't get the chance. Like, we did what, like 3 missions with him? Like, that was it. Like, that was so upsetting. Like, that montage that they gave us in the beginning of the game, if we got to play through those experiences, that would have helped develop that bromance with our character, with our friend Jackie, and it really would have made it more impactful when the inevitable happened to him. Like, it's crazy that like they built this game up for so many years, and they showed Jackie for so many years, and then we get like 3 or 4 missions with them. Like, it's crazy that they did that. And you know, not to take anything away from the other characters, because there are a lot of great characters in this game, but I feel like we deserved longer with Jackie Wells. He was an amazing character, and just his vocabulary, the way he carried himself, the way he tried to take care of people, like even some of the things that we find out after his fate, you know, just made you like the character so much, and that was a lost opportunity with that. So, like, that's they need to expand upon that stuff. Like, they say they have free DLCs coming out for this game, but I am certainly not overhyping myself for anything at this point. I spent a long time being excited about this game, and it just was a disappointment, in the sense that it was really tough to play for the first few days, and you know, I have what I consider to be a pretty good computer rig. You know, I'm rocking an i7, 32 gigs of memory, a 2080 Ti. I have good cooling, good cooling in my case and for my CPU. And I have no issues running other games, but this game, the first like week or two, until I started doing some mods and driver updates, like, this game was a hot mess, and something would happen all the time. Every other game that offers RTX I've been able to play with RTX on, but even with this game, with RTX on, it just runs awfully for me, and unfortunately I just keep it turned off, so I have improved frame rates, and the game's less likely to crash if I'm driving through a really crowded street. I'm definitely one of those people that could tweak the settings a little bit more, but I have it running in a pretty good spot. I could definitely turn down some of the textures and everything, but I don't want to take away from my experience too much, because this can be an immersive place, and I hate that there are so many like doors and stuff that you can't go through, and they say that they fully intended to have those doors accessible, and they were supposed to be, but with due to the time constraint and budget cuts and you know, the pandemic and everything, that they fell behind on their time, and it just wasn't something that they got to. That seemed to be their overall excuse, is that they were running out of time. They were being forced by upper management to get the game out, which, you know, even the upper management came out and publicly apologized for doing so, that, you know, they didn't listen to the developers enough. Like, that's all crazy, but they hurt the game so much. I could have easily have just waited another year or 2 years. I mean, there was a lot of hate behind the delays that they did announce. And, you know, we were all anxiously waiting this game. They announced it in like 2012. And we got it in 2020. And it was almost, at that point, even 2021 when we did get it. So the amount of hype behind it was unreal, and they really didn't do much to hinder our hype. You know, there's one or two things here, like don't expect the driving to be like Grand Theft Auto. And, you know, this is more of an RPG kind of game. Which, you know, it is. You know, I feel like there's a lot of similarities between Fallout and Skyrim, just because of the way that you interact with the worlds around you, the way you can loot things. It's all very Bethesda-like style. And I feel like Night City is the coolest part of this game. I love driving around. I love going out into the Badlands and then taking in the views. I drive back in to the game, into Night City. That's definitely one of my favorite parts about it. And like the obscene advertisements and some of the things that you hear on the radio and in the elevators are absolutely... Excuse me, you see me trying to cut you off, right? Even with a driving mod, this car is pretty tough to drive still. Let's see. But man, does this car look cool on the inside. Like, I think Cyberpunk cars, I'm thinking of stuff like this. This is cool. So, currently, you know, this is my second playthrough, as I said. This is my modded playthrough. This is my let's have fun playthrough. So as you can see, top right, I am fully loaded rich. I also have a very full inventory because I can craft anything I want. My armor is through the roof because I can throw on the, you know, legendary armadillo socket mod onto any item I want, and I can just craft more when I don't have them. So you know, I have a awesome looking character, which let me just take off this stuff so you can kind of get the full view. She actually has Claire's hair from the game. This was a hair that I added in as a mod, and she has like different eyes, and the cyber tech on her face is shaded differently, so it appears as more like a black line than it does almost like kind of like the faded skin tone that they had. So actually, let me just show you. Let me get into photo mode. Took me a second to remember that. I haven't played in a little while. You can see, trying to get in on her eyes. Yeah, her eyes kind of have like a different kind of like technology look to them. They're pretty cool. Her makeup's also like an additional mod. It's not like a preset, but I did base it off of a preset that I found on Nexus Mods. You know, if you're someone who wants like a good looking character for the playthrough of the game, for the, you know, cutscenes and everything, then I definitely recommend looking on Nexus Mods. for a preset that you might like. They have both male and female on there. You can find a lot. I know people are starting to add in their own weapons now. Like I think I saw that somebody added Cloud's huge sword, the Buster Sword from Final Fantasy VII, and I thought that was pretty cool. Alright, let's get this bike. It's not the one I wanted, but I'll take it. One of the other things about my character, let me just add what I want back. Those the ones I was wearing? Yeah, okay. Yeah, these ones, these glasses increase my crit damage by 60%, 2 times. I'm also rocking the Satori sword because of the 620% critical damage buff. I got the Overwatch, the sniper rifle that we get from Pan Am, and the Archangel with a silencer and scope on it. A nasty gun to have. This thing can really put out some damage. All of these weapons are kind of like god tier at the moment. My armor, god tier. Like I feel honestly like One Punch Man running around through this game and this playthrough. Which, you know, having already beat the story and you know, just having fun this time around, you know, it's easier to pick up and play and kind of enjoy without having to worry about, am I leveled up enough to go into this area or do that fight. So it is a lot of fun. I haven't gotten into any of the heavy appearance mods with the cyberware yet. I'm waiting for some more to come out. I'm hoping somebody will be able to do where you can just straight up add them into the game so we can choose them from the inventory. That would be kind of nice. Even if they come in as like a you know, one of the upper body options, I think that would be cool, rather than having it replace something that's already in the game. Because you know, there are some cool things in this game, but I guess there are some tops and pants that I could live without in this game. Alright, so we got a motorcycle right now. Let's go. Where should we go? Let's go see our girl Pan Am. Oh, what have we got here? A Wraith. Oh, a Wraith camp. Oh, why don't we take them out? So, let's see. Goodbye. Who's shooting me? How dare they shoot at me?
Get ripped to shreds!
With the camera on me. The scariest thing about this game is that you literally can't fall 6 inches without dying. Like, if I were to fall right there, terrifying, I would be dead as soon as I hit the ground.
Man, this transmitter takes me back.
How so?
Back in 2020, we used them for pirate broadcasts. You know, blasting hardcore punk on badge frequencies and whatnot.
So this must be how Raph and Shiv hacked those drones.
Was beginning to think you'd never figure it out.
I thought I was gonna die there for sure.
Nice work on that antenna. The tricky part of having a head is knowing how to use it. But not for you, V. Mosquito's roots are safe and secure again. The contract is closed, and closed well.
Well, the real question is, where did my motorcycle go? That's what I want to know. You're dead. Right, I guess we'll call in a new vehicle. Alright. I do like this little car. And he sticks the landing.
What a damn shame. What about Wasin's ancient history? Okay, so what the hell else do you have? Whatever, asshole. And
Well,
you.
language. Here's our girl, Pan Am.
Hi there, V. Well, what's up, V?
And Saul. Alright, everyone, so with everything that we discussed with the patch 1.2 and a lot of the glaring issues with this game, what is something that you would like to see fixed or added into this game to make it an overall better experience for everybody? You know, would you fix the driving? Would you fix the cars? Would you fix the police? Would you fix the lack of story content? Or the, I wouldn't, maybe not the lack of it, but the cut content? Tell me what you would do. You know, there's also, they promised us a game where our decisions matter, but we still kind of got this pretty, you know, generic story. Like with most games, our decisions just gave us different decisions, and they all usually led through the same story content. You know, everything leads to the same point eventually. There were not too many branches that we could take, kind of like they discussed that they were giving us a few years ago. So, what would you do differently? Leave a comment down below, and if you enjoyed this little casual rant about Cyberpunk 2077, let me know, and we can do some for some other games in the future, because there's always plenty of them. Alright, thank you for watching the Level Up Lounge, and you have a nice day.